Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. 1923 Season 2, Episode 4, How Zane Survived, the show's most excruciating scene yet explained by Geraghty. 1923 Season 2, Episode 4 featured a surgery that may win the competition of most disturbing scene in the Yellowstone franchise. And actor Geraghty had way more fun filming than fans may have had watching it. As Jacob's loyal ranch hand Zane was getting his scalp drilled into, I was crossing fingers and toes that he would make it out alive, and was pleasantly surprised to find him walking, talking, and swearing vengeance by the episode's end. It was a welcome bright spot in an otherwise dark season, and one that heralded a change of fortunes for the Dutton Ranch. After taking a number of beatings, both physical and metaphorical, from Donald Whitfield and Banner Creighton, and bearing the brunt of winter in isolation and suffering, they are finally getting back to fighting form for the spring. Elizabeth is pregnant after her heartbreaking miscarriage. Spencer and Alexandra are closer to Montana than ever, and Zane is ready to go after the villains who plot to take their land. Screen Rant interviewed Geraghty about his work in 1923 Season 2, Episode 4, especially how he prepared for the excruciating drilling sequence. The actor shared how co-star Harrison Ford lifted his spirits throughout the day, explained Zane's emotional journey throughout his surgery and miraculous convalescence, and teased the satisfaction fans will derive from the final episodes. The idea of having one's head carved into is never a pleasant one, even when reading about a fictional interpretation of the event. Geraghty described his reaction to Zane's ordeal when reading the script for Episode 4. The first thing I said was, "How the hell are we going to do this?" The answer, of course, was with plenty of patience, prosthetics, and a perfectly timed good luck kiss from Harrison Ford. Filming for Season 2 began in July 2024, but even before that, Geraghty visited Jason Hamer's special effects studio in Los Angeles to build a prosthetic head for the graphic drilling scene. The actor praised the team, explaining that, "My hair was a different color from my beard because I was surfing, but they were able to match it so well that when they saw it on set, everyone was like, 'This is the best special effects I've ever seen.'" The head was so realistic that Ford gave it a little good luck kiss to make sure that we're going to get through the day, Geraghty added. After that, it was a matter of doing his homework on the decade's medicine. "We did a bit of research on what this would have been like, what the symptoms are, and had a little bit of faith in the movie magic. Though the team knew viewers would have questions about realism, they decided to forge ahead. Let's have faith that this is the way it went. And let's just do how it's written. I just had fun with the operation, to be honest with you," the actor concluded. But how much fun could Zane as a character be having when he wakes up with a hole in his head mid-procedure? Geraghty walked through the emotional journey of the episode. "The moment I wake up was scripted, and then it was really about how quickly Zane adjusts," he revealed. The physical pressure in Zane's head is an echo of the emotional burden he has been feeling, and Geraghty explained his thought process very poetically. By the end of the episode, Zane has pulled himself together and recovered from his ordeal, but charting the trajectory was still emotional and overwhelming, according to Geraghty. He has some vulnerable moments before he ultimately realizes he's going to be okay. "I wanted to really do some work and feel what that was going to be like." Once again, Ford was a wonderful shoulder to lean up, and Geraghty revealed that he was really pushing to make the scene great and really being supportive, knowing that it's a lot of hard and specific pieces we have to fit together. Darren Mann, who plays Jacob and Kara's nephew Jack, was also present on set. "Darren being there also made it better," the actor added. "Darren and I are buddies, and we have a great time working together. But perhaps the bigger surprise is that Ford can act like a buddy with the younger actors. Harrison's fun once you get past the point of just thinking that you're working with Harrison Ford," Geraghty gushed. "He just becomes a fun, Great actor who's trying to really make the scene and your work the best it can be. Geraghy's enthusiasm about working with Ford is as heartwarming as Zane's unabating loyalty to Jacob, regardless of the suffering he has endured. His gung-ho cowboy in a Western mentality returns when he asks his boss, "Are we going after them for what they've done to us?" in a shift that the actor feels is perfectly justified by their history. Zane always worked for Jacob, but once Jacob extended himself, even before this whole debacle, he knew that Jacob would always protect him. As rich and satisfying in character development and emotional turmoil as I find each 1923 episode to be, I am not deaf to the cries of fans wishing the action would speed up a little. Halfway through Season 2, the Duttons are no closer to taking on their enemies than at the end of Season 1. But as winter turns to spring, so too does hope grow into certainty, and Geraghty had some words of comfort for those still waiting for the grand showdown. Defeating Whitfield is going to take everything we got, and then some, but Geraghty emphasized that Spencer Dutton is the wild card everyone's waiting on. Having Spencer will definitely be an asset, but will he make it back? I think that's what it takes. I don't think it takes an army to defeat them. Spencer is the prophesied hero for the ranch, but first, he has to survive his long and arduous journey home. I definitely think it's worth watching, Zane's actor teased. In the meantime, Zane may get a few more precious moments with his wife Alice before dedicating himself full-time to the fight. We'll see a little bit more of them, Geraghty offered cautiously. But it also just shifts because there are so many characters. It shifts back to, what's the task at hand once we've gotten over this obstacle? As we say, that's one calamity down. What's next? It's just a show of fires, and how we put out those fires, really. Where's the fire? Okay, we put it out, so let's move on to the next fire. 1923 will soon end, but that won't be the last we see of the Yellowstone franchise. Whether or not Zane survives long enough to appear in 1944, creator Taylor Sheridan is known to repeat actors throughout his television universe. Michelle Randolph, who plays Elizabeth Dutton, also Ainsley Norris in Sheridan's most recent show Landman. So where would Geraghty like to appear next? My wife, Genesis Rodriguez, is on Lioness. That's a show that I'd really love to be on, he admitted enthusiastically. He explained that he began watching once Rodriguez auditioned for the show, and his praise for the project was strong. Zoe Saldana's just amazing, and so are Nicole Kidman and Michael Kelly. That's a show I really love. But like any good cowboy, Geraghty is ready to report for duty wherever he is needed. If good old cousin Taylor calls, we're open. We love Taylor, and he's been great to us. For Geraghty, being in 1923 is like an acting class every day with Ford and Helen Mirren, not to mention a Western class. A big part of this was learning how to be a cowboy and ride horses, and I still feel like I have years to go to become the cowboy that I want. He's absolutely ready to get on the horse should Sheridan need him at any other ranch, though. It really does help to immerse yourself in the culture and actually know that you can ride in the scene.